professional, a successful person, and be a great father and husband of the house at the same time. You didn't have to choose one or the other. So as hard as you worked, you can emphasize things that matter enough to your family that they're always number one.
You know, with your success, there comes a lot of pressure. What does Dr. Oz do for fun, out of the public spotlight?
There's no question about what I do for fun. I play sports, and I especially play sports that I have a basketball court in the basement. I played in the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game last year.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
I played in this Major League Baseball All-Star Game this year. I played in the NFL game. They used to have it with... was it one of the TV stations sponsored it? It used to be played in the sand football. I still have I have Tony Gonzalez running a touchdown around me as I'm grabbing his, his flag was wrapped so tightly in his jock. You had to take his torso out to get him down. And he sent me the picture. It says, "I always smile when I am scared."
That's amazing.
But sports is uniquely valuable at every age. I can give one little fact for all the boomers my age. These finishing times for the New York Marathon for 55-year-olds and 17-year-olds are the same. Sorry, I'm choking. Help me.
You need some water.
Yeah. So think about that.
I'm going to have to save the doc in a second. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
You should be fit enough when you're 55 that you should...
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball, featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Marius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
The Lions will play host to your Martinsburg Bulldogs. For Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 Sports, I'm Matt Miller along with Matt Crawford. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Eric Sterick, our producer and engineer, back at the studio. Matt, just a little over halfway through this season, and Martinsburg comes in riding a 7-game winning streak. They've won 10 of their last 11 since that season-opening loss, a record of 10 wins, just 2 losses.
Well, I'll tell you, Matt, they're playing very, very good basketball, coming off of a very lopsided win against Jefferson last time out. And you look at this Broadfording Christian team, you look at Martinsburg, it's 2 teams that are trending in different directions. Broadfording just 1-4 in their last 5. For Martinsburg, you mentioned it, they have won 7 games in a row. So 2 teams that are trending in different directions. For Martinsburg, I know they're going to try to keep the winning ways going and make it 8 straight this evening.
As for Broadfording Christian Academy, the Lions come in at 8 wins and 8 losses. As you might expect, 4-4 over their last 8 games, albeit they're coming off a victory on Tuesday, 78-41 at Shalom Christian Academy. And Matt, that snapped a 4-game slide.
Yeah, and they needed that. Obviously, you get into those streaks, and it just seems like nothing you do can make you win a basketball game. So I know that's going to give them a little bit of confidence coming into this one. And this is a team with not a whole lot of varsity experience. Looking at the roster from last year, they were a part of the 2018 Skip Fowler Memorial Basketball Tournament, where they played the first game against Spring Mills the first day. Didn't play that second day, but had a chance to call that game between Broadfording and Spring Mills last year. And only 3 players are returning this year from that varsity squad last year. So a team that I think is still, at this point in the season, trying to get that team chemistry to sink in.
Yeah, this is a Broadfording team that, according to their first-year head coach, Gabe Hirsch, is only going to go about 7 deep. Ironically enough, Martinsburg is in that same situation, or at least has been, although on Tuesday night they got 30 points off the bench and everybody got in.
Yeah, and that was the thing. You know, it's either a really good basketball game or a really bad basketball game for your team if everybody top to bottom can get in the game, and most of the players for the Dogs contributed in that game. So they're coming off of a win where everybody got their feet wet. Everybody got that experience. So looking forward to seeing what that brings to the table tonight as well.
All right, our pregame show is brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio-video distribution, and more. Give them a call at 304-350-1931 or find them online at whmsystems.com. We'll take a 60-second break. On the other side, see what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. It is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out of there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We welcome you back into Broadfording Christian Academy, where tonight it's the Lions hosting the Martinsburg Bulldogs. As we move on in our W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show, time for us to take a look at what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. And Matt, we start on the boys' side with Hedgesville. They're doing the girls and boys doubleheader tonight out at the Gilbert B. Miller Center, welcoming in Jefferson. Hedgesville 11-3, has not played since last Friday night when they suffered that loss against Martinsburg. Meanwhile, Jefferson coming off a loss against Martinsburg as well. They're 9-6.
And we'll have to try to get a hold of Aaron Whitford out at Hedgesville, the athletic director, and see what the feedback or what his thoughts have been on the girls-boys doubleheader, because they've done it the most. We've seen Martinsburg do it against Spring Mills, but they have been really the high school that has kind of pushed this effort this season so far. So we'll have to try to get a hold of him. It may not be till the end of the season, because I'm sure they have 1 or 2 left based on their schedule. We'll have to see how that is, how it's playing out for them and how they like it.
Let's turn to the Musselman-Appleman on the boys' side. They are at Fort Hill tonight. Not a bad trip for the Applemen, who have won 3 in a row and now 5 of their last 6. They are 8-5 on the season, and you look in there, and the loss came against Hedgesville, and outside of that, they have fared well. They do have that loss against Martinsburg, but that wrapped up a 3-game losing streak before getting into this stint where they have won 5 out of 6.
Yeah, and you look at that game against Washington. That was a game that I think Washington felt they had in their grasp when it got into that fourth quarter. It was about a 3-minute run to start quarter number 4 in that Musselman-Washington game. Musselman went on an 11-0 run to take back the lead, and Washington was not able to ever get the lead back in a substantial way, and Musselman went on to win, and that would have been a good win for the Washington Patriots on the road, but I think a win that Musselman probably sees as a game they should have won at home and ended up getting the win.
Meanwhile, it is a boys and girls doubleheader again out at Spring Mills High School. Spring Mills is welcoming in the Washington Patriots tonight. Let's start on the boys' side, where the Patriots, coming off a loss at Musselman on Tuesday, 60-56. Had chances, obviously, in that one, but fall to 3-7. Spring Mills, meanwhile, they're coming off a win against Fort Hill on Monday night. That snapped a 9-game slide, got Spring Mills back in the win column, now 4-10.
Yeah, boy, did they need that win or what. And Fort Hill, always an athletic basketball team. I know a smaller school than Spring Mills, but always a good win when you can go and beat a very athletic year in and year out Fort Hill team.
So there you go. That is what is going on in boys basketball. Let's turn our attention to the girls' side, where Martinsburg, with an emotional night last night, honoring and recognizing Doug Lamp, who passed away in the middle of the week, a longtime supporter of athletics around the Eastern Panhandle, but in particular working with that Martinsburg girls basketball team. And the Lady Bulldogs, after a very slow start, went on for a 53-26 win over Mountain Ridge. That's 11 in a row and now a 12-2 record for the Martinsburg girls.
Yeah, they're rolling. The offense is finally clicking at the pace that Coach Triggs wants, and the defense has been there the entire season. Right now, one of the stronger teams, or the strongest team in the Eastern Panhandle, and proved to be one of the tougher teams to beat in the state.
The Jefferson girls are coming off of that loss against Martinsburg, going into action. Well, I stand corrected. I forgot. Jefferson got a win against John Hanley. I didn't write that score down. That was on, Wednesday night of this week.
What are we going to do with you?
I know. Now Jefferson at 10-7 heads into that matchup at Hedgesville tonight, while the Hedgesville girls are coming off of a loss against Martinsburg last week, 54-33 in that one. The Hedgesville girls are at 4-9.
Yeah, and right now I think things are starting to kind of play themselves out on the girls' side of the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference and in the region and in the section. Hedgesville, a very, very young basketball team under first-year head coach, and really the assistant coaches, they're under the Arnts now, so I think they're still trying to figure out the style in which they want to play out there and try to get back to the Hedgesville Eagle way and the way that Coach Arndt is trying to structure that Hedgesville team.
Meanwhile, the Musselman girls on the road to face Wheeling Park tonight. They are at 11-4 after a win earlier this week at Washington. The Spring Mills girls tonight are hosting Washington. Spring Mills 4-11 heading into that one. They've dropped 2 in a row. Washington has dropped, 7-8 straight games as they're going to head into that matchup at just 1-10 on the season.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Washington, this is becoming too common of an occurrence that I'm sure the folks in Charlestown would like to see, but it is yet to really flourish as one of those premier girls basketball programs around this region.
And let's wrap it up with a JV and freshman score from Martinsburg. The freshman team played, last night, got a win over Williamsport 57-32. Freshman boys have picked up back-to-back victories, improving to 6-3. And the JV team has now won 8 in a row. They're 8-1 as they defeated Broadfording Christian Academy here this evening, 73-38. The varsity team's getting ready to go at it, and we'll bring you the action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. But up next on our W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show, chance to hear from Martinsburg head coach Dave Rogers. We're back after this 60-second break.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com. Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Back once again on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Time now to hear from Martinsburg head coach Dave Rogers, getting ready for this showdown with Broadfording Christian Academy this evening. We are just a little beyond the midpoint of the season, and we start our conversation with Coach Rogers talking about where his team is at right now.
Well, I think we're doing a much better job than we did at the beginning. I think we're really playing well together. We were really it's not at the beginning. It's not that we weren't hustling, we just on switches. Did we switch? Did we hedge? Did we trap? They were getting confused. And so now I think we've gotten over that point, and our kids are working well together. They kind of know each other, and we go about 6 deep right now, and they as long as we don't get in foul trouble, we'll be okay.
How pleased are you with the way this team has been able to rebound? We had you up over 50 rebounds on Tuesday night in that win against Jefferson.
Well, it's good. I tell you what, if you can rebound the basketball, every 10 shots, 6 of them are coming off, and maybe some teams 7 are coming off that board. So, I always it's always amazing to talk to some big guys that said, I'm not touching the ball enough. I said, well, you know what? You're one of the biggest guys around. As that ball goes up, go get it and stick it back in. And so rebounding is an art. It's in an art that you just gotta work at. You've got to want the ball. You got to be aggressive. But rebounding is a key to basketball.
How about the way you're shooting, averaging almost 5 3-pointers a game? Are you getting that outside shot the way you thought you would, or even pleasantly surprised?
No, we've got some guys that can shoot the basketball. Sometimes I think we ought to jam it inside a little bit more for me and play from the inside out. And we're working on that right now because if the ball's inside and the defense collapses, when you throw it out, I got a better shot. I got an open shot. I don't have a contested shot. We've got guys that can shoot it, and as long as they are taking good shots. I don't want somebody hanging all over you and contesting shot and throw up a shot. That's not a good shot. And then, the shot that you took in the first quarter versus the one you take with a minute to go in the game may not be the same good shot that you're supposed to be taking either, and we're learning how to do that.
Talk to us a little bit about your bench. 30 points off the bench in that win on Tuesday. How important was a game like this to work on that depth?
Well, it is, and I tell you what, we're still searching. I'd love to go 7, maybe 8, just for the fact that, like the other night, we were in foul trouble against Hedgesville for sure, and we just want to make sure that we have guys that are ready to go, that understand the system, and a lot of those guys are really young guys. Everybody keeps remembering we've only got 2 seniors, so we're basically a young ball club.
Talk to us about Broadfording Christian Academy, this matchup here tonight. It's a small gym, a quaint setting, really a neat setting for this game.
It is. We've played Broadfording at our place a couple times. They're just good people over here. Louis, our contact with Louis, who helps out there in Martinsburg and coaches their JV team, and even one of their assistant coaches. The last time we played, I looked at him, I said, wow. And we played against each other when high school. I was at Martinsburg. He was the North High hub, and we got to be able to sit there and reminisce sometimes. And so it was a good thing, and so they're good people, and we were able to get them on the schedule.
All right, Coach, good luck. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
There you hear from Martinsburg head coach Dave Rogers, his thoughts heading into today's matchup on the road here at Broadfording Christian Academy. All right, we need one more 1-minute timeout. We'll come back and wrap up our W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show as Matt Crawford breaks it down for us with our keys to the game. It is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10.
Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LC, your home is our business.
Hello, I'm Michael Falk, a lifelong resident of West Virginia, husband and father. I worked my way through school and life with honesty, hard work, and determination. These principles have served me well in athletics, education, farming, and aviation, and have carried me through years of fighting for a more accountable government at the local and state level. These same core principles will allow me to serve you well in Charleston. I believe true leadership is sticking your neck out for right, even when it goes against the establishment. You can help me put principle over politics and beat the odds one more time.
All right, we are back again here at Broadfording Christian Academy, home of the Lions, tonight taking on the Martinsburg Bulldogs. And it's time for Matt Crawford to help us break down keys to the game. And our keys to the game are brought to you by Luttrell LC. Let Chris Luttrell hand you the keys to your new home for all of your real estate legal needs. Give Chris a call at 304-267-3050. All right, Matt, as we take a look at this matchup, Martinsburg coming in 10-2, averaging almost 73 points a game while giving up just under 58 a contest. The Lions of Broadfording Christian come in at 8-8. They're scoring only a little under 60 at 59.6 a game while just as a record would indicate, giving up about the same.
Yeah, I think when you look at Broadfording, their advantage is going to be their size down low. They're a team, their starters are going 6'2", 6'7", 6 foot, 6'5", so it's a team that is going to get up and down, or is going to be able to have that size against Martinsburg down low. I think the key for the Dogs is going to be able to get out in transition. I think that they have the speed advantage. They have the speed advantage in most games they play in, so that's going to be the advantage for them if they have one. But again, they're going to need to find somebody who can body up players down low as well.
Absolutely. Martinsburg, though, has been very solid on the boards this season. They're out-rebounding their opponents by about 5 a game at 35-30, and they have only been out-rebounded 3 times this season. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs have been pretty good at forcing turnovers. 5 times they have forced better than 20 out of an opponent, and they average just under 17 at about 16.5 a game. This is a Broadfording team that is committing just about 16 turnovers a contest. We'll have to see how that impacts this one. Looking at some individual numbers for the Lions, their leading scorer is Bogdan Ivanichkin. He comes in at about 12.8 points a game. Bojan Sakic is about 11.7, and Yaroslav Zamuriev is at about 11 points a game. And Matt, folks may recognize that those names don't sound like they're from these parts. This is a very international roster for Broadfording Christian.
Yeah, it is, and this is going to be it's what we saw last year. You and I joked that some of these names we feel like we're John Walton to an extent. With the Washington Capitals, it sounds almost like a hockey roster when you look at some of these names, but they can play basketball. They're guys that have adapted to basketball very, very well, so it should be an interesting one here tonight.
Meanwhile, for the Bulldogs, it's Telrin Villa leading the way, 19.8 a game. Teddy Marshall goes 16. Anthony Smith averages 10.1 points a game. Keys to the game, a service of Chris Luttrell at Luttrell LC. When it comes to your real estate legal needs, call 304-267-3050. We'll be getting into our starting lineups, and they are brought to you by DNN Auto Specialist. If your vehicle is not starting properly, start at DNN Auto to get it fixed right the first time. Family owned and operated since 1974. You can phone them at 304-267-4078. Let's wait for just a moment, see if we'll have the introductions first, or if we may have the national anthem. So as a Christian school, we will have a word of prayer and then the national anthem. So let's go ahead and take our 2-minute timeout. We'll be back after this.
Get the biggest savings of the year at the 2019 Big Finish event going on now at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsburg. How about an all-new Ram 1500 LTD over $10,000 off plus 0% APR? A 2019 Ram HD 3500 over $7,000 off. A 2020 Jeep Compass is only $21,266. The all-new Chrysler Voyager is $27,479 plus 0% APR. And a 2019 Chrysler 300 is only $24,815. Celebrate the 2019 Big Finish with the deepest discounts and lowest APR of the year. No money down, no payments for 90 days. Great selection, great people, and great deals at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 at Kelly Island Road, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Online at MillersChryslerJeep.com. Stock numbers 20126, 20017, 19347, 20135, 19232. All payments based on approved credit, taxes, tags, and processing fees extra. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
We are back once again here at Broadfording Christian Academy. Time for our starting lineups. We'll begin with our visiting Martinsburg Bulldogs 10-2, led by head coach Dave Rogers in his 41st season. 775 wins, 222 losses, assisted by Bruce Fowler, Richard Moore, Chris Berg, and Daryl Smith. Trey Sager is a 6'3 junior forward. Telrin Villa, a 6'3 senior forward. Garrett Stobbs, a 6'1 junior guard. Teddy Marshall, a 6'2 senior guard. And Anthony Smith is a 6'1 junior guard. Now for Broadfording Christian, the Lions, 8-8, led by first-year head coach Gabe Hirsch, who graduated from here back in 2010. He played for the man that's now his assistant, Bernie Klutz. For Broadfording, Yaroslav Zemuriev, he is a 6'2 senior swingman. Bojan Sakic is a 5'8 senior guard. Nikita Apanazov is a 6'7 senior center. Bogdan Ivanichkin is a 6' senior guard. And Paulus Kazlauskis is a 6'5 junior swingman. Good size in the lineup for Broadfording. It'll be Kazlauskis in the center circle for the Lions, along with Martinsburg's Telrin Villa. Dogs in the orange uniforms. Black lettering, white trim, white uniforms, blue lettering and trim for the Lions. Two officials to work this one here tonight. Ball is in the air. Tip goes into the backcourt where it is grabbed by Apanazov. And it's the Lions who will get the first crack at putting points on the board as they shoot at the basket to our right. Thanks again to DNN Auto Specialist, sponsor of our starting lineups. Dribble drive on the angle right side, going to the rim and laying it up and in is Bojan Sakic. 2-0. Nice drive by Sakic. Showed a very quick first step.
Yeah, he did. It was a good drive to the right side, and you start to see the athleticism a little bit, see what Martinsburg can do to counteract that on their first drive here.
Yeah, it looks like a man-to-man defense applied right now. Well, no more of a matchup zone now as the ball goes to Stobbs on the near wing. He loses it. It's a turnover. Grabbed by Kozlowskis. He'll go length of the floor. Shot didn't go. Tip attempt wouldn't go for Zemuriev, but he grabs the rebound, and they'll reset the offense. Low post, left side the pass. Tipped out of bounds by Garrett Stobbs, guarding Kozlowskis. It'll be an inbound opportunity as Ivanichkin looks to trigger it, slaps the basketball, and it is taken away on that inbounds. Try to get it to Kozlowskis. Nice job by Trey Sager. Quickly into the front court, Garrett Stobbs, and they'll slow things down. Teddy Marshall on the right side, fires up that three. It is off the mark. Battle for a rebound at the foul line. Picked up by, that was Telrin Villa who kicked it out on the right side to Garrett Stobbs, and he knocks it down. His 19th of 3 of the season, and the Bulldogs take a 3-2 lead. Three ball the other way. That looked to be Ivanichkin who knocked it down. He averages 12.8 a game, and just like that, Broadfording is out in front 5-3. We are courtside. Sometimes hard to see through the players and the officials. Here is a shot from the left corner put up by Villa, and he'll drain the three-pointer. Just his 8th of the season, not necessarily his specialty, but he puts Martinsburg back in front 6-5. Good to see Telrin Villa off to a hot start. He's had a little slow start these last couple of games. Ivanichkin on the right side, a little too strong. Backside rebound to Sager. Oh, nice job to get it to Teddy Marshall down the floor to Telrin Villa for the two-hand slam dunk. 8-5 now Martinsburg. He is out in front. Hand off to Sakic. Works his way into the lane. His floater rejected by Telrin Villa. We've got a whistle and we'll have a foul, and the foul goes on Garrett Stobbs.
Yeah, Stobbs got that offhand where Telrin Villa was coming in. That was a clean block on Villa. But on that offhand, it looked like Garrett Stobbs came down and got contact, and Stobbs didn't seem to be arguing too much.
No, and it's a case where if he knows Telrin Villa's there to be able to
he can back
that
off.
Absolutely. As it is, it's Sakic at the line, putting the free throw up and through. He averages just under 12 a game. He is a senior, and he is from Serbia. Try to give you some of the locations of where some of these players are from for Broadfording. Second free throw up, and it is good. Sakic has 4 early points. 8-7, Martinsburg leads by 1. Out top, Teddy Marshall with his feet near that center circle. Looking for a screen from Trey Sager. Maintains that dribble, spins into the lane, has to get rid of it. Near side of Anthony Smith, he'll penetrate, had it knocked away, and it goes out of bounds, staying with Martinsburg. I think it was even Ichkin who got a hand on it.
No, I think it was number 5, Aponasov, that came in late and got that, Matt. From my vantage point, it's what it looked like. One of the two, they were both there.
Inbounds goes to Trey Sager, takes it down low, had that shot rejected, and taking it away from him was Zemuriev, and then we get a holding foul on the Bulldogs' Trey Sager.
Yeah, holding over the back. I think it could have gone either way on Sager. Just not in a good position to try to go get that basketball.
Even Ichkin will run the point, bringing it into the front court. Anthony Smith awaits him, 8-7, a 1-point Bulldog lead. Dribble drive down that right baseline and a reverse layup for Sakic, but could not get it to the rim, just the backboard. Back the other way, Martinsburg. Garrett Stobbs into the paint, kicking to Smith. Out to Telrin Villa from almost straight away. His three rattles in and out. Sakic grabbing the rebound.
And Matt, Villa's got 5 early points, and you want to see him get into a rhythm again. The last 2 games, he just hasn't been himself and looking like himself right there with the steal.
He gets it ahead to Teddy Marshall. He'll slow it down, now turn and fire the 3. It's off the right side of the rim, trying to save it from going out of bounds. Anthony Smith, he got there at the same time as Kozlowskis, and it's out belonging to Broadfording. Now you see our camera angle if you're watching on TV 10 or WRNR TV on YouTube. John Alderton up in a crow's nest in one corner of the gym, looking right down on the action on that inbounds. Even Ichkin in the front court on this wing right side, lobs to the rim. It was an alley-oop attempt for Kozlowskis. It came off of, I believe, either his fingertips or the rim. It was controlled by the Lions, and they'll work it to Zemuriev, who hits the jumper in the paint.
It was Aponasov coming down with that offensive rebound, Matt. Got in good position to get that offensive rebound. Decided not to go right back up, send it back out, and turned it into points.
Anthony Smith giving to Teddy Marshall on this left wing, and a traveling violation as Marshall, drug that pivot foot. Before putting the ball on the ground, he gave a fake right and wanted to go back left. I've got 3 early turnovers for the Bulldogs in a dog fight right now, if you will, trailing 9-8. This is a Broadfording team that's not afraid to play the public schools, and especially the ones in our Eastern Panhandle. Ball almost got poked away from Sakic, controlled by the Lions. They'll work it to Remsburg in the left corner. His 3 short off the rim, with the rebound out, belonging to Broadfording. Matt, they've already played Jefferson, they've played at Hedgesville, they've played at Washington, and now they're playing Martinsburg, and they're playing each team home and home this season. Long 3 from right in front of the Bulldog bench, and Kozlowskis knocks it down.
And right now, they're not using their size really down low. They're knocking them down from the outside.
Yeah, there's that size as Aponasov blocks the shot from Teddy Marshall. Back the other way, Sakic gives to the cutter, and that is Zemuriev who gets the leg in along the left side of the basket. 14-8 is the lead for Broadfording, and we have a timeout on the floor taken by Martinsburg head coach Dave Rogers. Looks like a 30, so let's take the 30-second break as well, and then we come back with Martinsburg trailing by 6.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
And Coach Rogers very frustrated with the way his team has started this game, trailing 14-8. Meanwhile, you got to imagine Coach Gabe Hirsch is feeling good about the start his team has gotten off to.
And Matt, you got to wonder, coming off that big win where not a lot of starters played in that fourth quarter and late in the third quarter, if Martinsburg coming out a little flat because of that big win, and right now Broadfording coming out ready to play.
Trey Sager out top, swinging to Anthony Smith on the left wing beyond the arc. Dribbles towards the foul line, giving to Teddy Marshall, stripped to the basketball. Zemuriev had it, but then he lost it at the midcourt stripe. Anthony Smith to Garrett Stobbs. Stobbs cutting in on the left side, puts it up and in. Each team with a turnover. Martinsburg able to take advantage, back to within 4, trailing 14-10. Sakic cut off on the drive, now passes far side, knocked up into the air and stolen by Garrett Stobbs. Stobbs ahead to Anthony Smith. Smith to the rim, fouled by Kozlowskis. count the bucket as well. Nice drive, Anthony Smith at 6'1", took it right towards the 6'5" junior forward.
Good body control going up towards the basket as well, fighting through contact, and still knowing he was in a good position to make this a three-point play.
First foul for Broadfording. Martinsburg has committed a pair of fouls. Anthony Smith, a 67% free throw shooter, puts the first one up and through. He's got 3 points in this opening quarter. 2:44 remaining in our first quarter. For those who normally watch on TV, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, he connected on that shot. I was wondering if I saw something.
Yeah.
He connected on the shot, and they were acting as if there was going to be a second free throw.
Only one. That's all he gets.
I was thinking I was seeing things.
For those watching on TV 10, used to having our scoreboard down in the bottom corner, we're not able to get that camera hooked up in our broadcast here this evening. Remsburg from the left wing, an air ball from beyond the arc, back the other way. Nice lob feed from the left wing. Teddy Marshall to tell Renvilla the alley-oop, and he puts it in.
Wasn't quite a slam, but it was as close as you're going to get. Little behind Villa. If that was right in his face, probably could have thrown down the dunk, but it's 2 points regardless.
Fun when you got these guys that can play above the rim, right? Even each can driving baseline right side, has to pass it back out top. Zamuriev to Remsburg in the lane. That pass intended for Kozlowskis, but stolen away into the front court, slowing it down. Garrett Stobbs.
Yeah, just a bad pass by Remsburg. No way that ball was getting down low.
Now Garrett Stobbs with a bounce feed, low post left side, intended for Dorn Smith, but off his hand and out of bounds. An unforced error, if you will. And I've got each team now with 5 turnovers. 15-14 with 1:55 to play, quarter number 1.
Pretty cleanly played first quarter for the most part.
Yeah, we've seen only 3 fouls called. We have had the 10 turnovers, but both of these teams have shot pretty well. Pass into the right corner to Even Eachkin, but his pass into the lane, taken away. And that is, let's see, Telrin Villa to Teddy Marshall, trying to get it back to Villa, but it's tipped and stolen. Ahead to Even Eachkin. Even Eachkin working to Kozlowskis, trying the alley-oop one-hand slam, and he was fouled, kind of shoved out of the way by Dorn Smith, who wasn't going to let that slam dunk happen.
And I like where Teddy Marshall's head's at on that alley-oop opportunity, but if I'm him, I'm taking that stronger to the rim. That was going to be a tough alley-oop to try to convert.
All right, Coach Gabe Hirsch now wants a 30-second timeout. Let's take that break as well with 1:30 to play in quarter number 1. Back in 30 with Martinsburg leading by 1.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
Matt Miller, Matt Crawford with you. John Alderton running our TV 10 camera. Eric Sterick, our engineer, back at the studio. Great little setting for some high school basketball this evening.
It is very tight gym.
Tight gym and a lot of sound.
I was going to say it holds sound in very, very well.
Kozlowskis to the line and coming out of the timeout, and his free throw up and good. He hit a three-pointer earlier, so he's got 4 points. Again, averages 11.5. Paulus is from Lithuania. He's a junior. Misses the second free throw, but the rebound and the putback is there for Nikita Apanazov. Just like that, it is a 17-15 lead for Broadfording.
And those are offensive rebounds that drive a coach nuts if you're Dave Rogers. When you have a 4-on-2 advantage down low and can't get the defensive rebound, that's what drives coaches nuts.
Martinsburg with a shot from the right wing. I believe it was Dorn Smith who took it, did not get it to go. Back the other way, down low. It was Katarov who missed the shot for Broadfording. Got the rebound and gave it to Apanazov cutting to the basket. His leg in is good. 19-15, a 4-point lead now for Broadfording.
And Matt, that was the first time you'd seen the true size advantage down low. All the bodies down to our right, you could see that Broadfording was clearly taller than Martinsburg by a couple of different players.
A little behind the back dribble and then a pull-up jumper for Teddy Marshall from the foul line off the back of the rim. Kozlowskis with the rebound, back the other way. Broadfording goes low post right side. That was Apanazov whose shot rattled in and out. Martinsburg into the front court quickly. Stobbs giving it off to Anthony Smith, and he'll settle it down with 20 seconds to play in our opening quarter. Smith giving to Stobbs, a left wing three on the way. It's off the rim. Dorn Smith had the rebound knocked away from him, still loose on the far side, and will go out of bounds. Last touching, Raf Kadyrov. Kadyrov out of Uzbekistan. He is a 6'2 senior.
And now with 11 seconds left, Martinsburg can set up an offensive play here. Do not have to rush and still can get the final shot of the first quarter, trying to get back within a score.
The inbounds goes to Teddy Marshall. One thing we got to note, though, scoreboard's on the other end. Not a scoreboard on each end here. Down to 5, down to 4, down to 3. Sager's got it down to 2 to Teddy Marshall. Deep three, left wing, off the side of the rim, no good. And we have reached the end of quarter number 1. Back with your second quarter of action after this timeout with your score. Broadfording Christian 19 and Martinsburg 15.
My family, we're always on the move. Little brother is living it up.
What's up, sis?
See Mom made dinner?
I will see you there.
And my big brother, he's got his hands full. But when Mom says come home for dinner, what could possibly stand in our way? Nothing. When you're a part of a family like this, you always show up. The Honda family of SUVs, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2019.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
Because I've had a hard time seeing some things.
My family, we're always on the move. Little brother is living it up.
What's up, sis?
See Mom made dinner?
I will see you there.
And my big brother, he's got his hands full. But when Mom says come home for dinner, what could possibly stand in our way? Nothing. When you're a part of a family like this, you always show up. The Honda family of SUVs, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2019.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
Lead as quarter number 2 gets underway. Martinsburg basketball shooting at the hoop off to our left from our broadcast position. But from the TV position, it's probably your right because John Alderton is on the other side of the gym. Telrin Villa beyond the arc left wing, moving to his left, cut off nicely there by Zemuriev. Now to Marshall on that right wing and back to Villa at the top of the circle. Stobbs with it on the left wing, dribbling to his right, gets to the foul line, turns back left, giving to Dorn Smith beyond the arc. Dribbling into the paint, stops and sends on that far side to Villa. There are shot clocks on the wall here. There is a shot clock in Maryland. Remember, we hit that last year at South Hagerstown, but not in effect in this one. 3 ball from the right corner for Dorn Smith off the mark. Rebound in the paint to Marshall. He worked it off to Telrin Villa. Left baseline jumper. Rims out, no good, but Trey Sager the rebound and put back.
And Broadfording going with a smaller lineup right now, except for Aponazov, who's a big man in at 6'7" right now, but only one big man as opposed to the bigger lineups we had seen so far in this game where Martinsburg was severely outnumbered when it came to height. So right now, see if they can take advantage of that down low, back within 2, 19-17.
Remsburg on the left wing, gives it off further on that wing. A 3 ball from Zemuriev, but it rims in and out, no good, and the Bulldogs will come the other way. Garrett Stobbs down low to Dorn Smith, layup good. Nice look by Garrett Stobbs to get it to Dorn Smith before the taller defender could get there.
And again, going down low, able to use the quickness to get down low. You're not running into a couple of towers down low like you had been in that first quarter.
Pass near sideline through the hands of Zemuriev and out of bounds. Matt, we have our first tie of this ball game. We mentioned that first quarter kind of being a back-and-forth battle. We were not tied at all. Now we are tied at 19.
And again, apologize for not having a scoreboard on the TV feed this evening. Just the gym we're at just does not suit to put a camera on a scoreboard. But 19-19, 6:18 remaining in quarter number 2.
And the Dogs working now against his own defense. Skip pass from left to right going to Teddy Marshall. He'll give it off to Stobbs and a traveling violation on Garrett Stobbs. I got 7 Bulldog turnovers. Each team has had one chance to crack this 19-all tie, and neither has been able to do it. Almost 2 minutes gone by here in quarter number 2. It's been a good matchup. Sakic into the front court, passing on that wing and left side. Zemuriev with it, brings it out deeper on that wing. Around the screen, set by Aponazov, has to send it back to Remsburg on this near wing. And now Ivanichkin has it. Ivanichkin faking left, going right. It's down to the baseline. Bullets a pass far side, safe from going out of bounds by Zemuriev. He'll drive that left baseline and float it up and in. One of the captains on this team, Zemuriev, a senior, has 6 points. Lob feed down low to Dorn Smith. Shot was blocked by Zemuriev. There you go, some size and quickness. That was an alley-oop. He never even brought it down and still had it blocked. Back into the front court, Broadfording Christian. Skip pass across the floor, but stolen by Teddy Marshall. Marshall giving it off to Dorn Smith. Smith goes in for the one-hand slam dunk.
That's how you send a message right there, a slam in through contact. We've seen Dorn Smith have those breakaway slams with one hand. That was impressive, going up through a little bit of contact as well, showing the vertical ability.
And now a drive down the middle of the lane for Ivanichkin, and we will get a blocking foul called on the Bulldogs' Dorn Smith. He'll pick up his second. Tough call against the Dogs.
Tough call to make, and that one was interesting. I think I could have gone either way very easily.
A pair of free throws coming for Bogdan Ivanichkin. He is out of Kazakhstan. Averages not only 12.8 points, but 8.8 rebounds a game. Not bad for the 6-footer. Listed as a guard. He'll get in there and mix it up. Makes both foul shots. He's got 5 points.
That's one thing that so far Broadfording Christian has done very well. 5 of 6 from the charity stripe in this one so far.
23-21. The Lions back out in front. Dorn Smith sits down. Trey Seger back out there. Trey Seger just inside the foul line, taking the feed from Marshall, but the shot off the back of the rim. Apanazov the rebound. Right now I've got an 11-7 rebounding edge going for the Lions.
Yeah, and usually Trey Seger can use his body style down low against size, but just can't do much against 6'7" down low.
Well, Apanazov has some girth to him as well. I mean, he's not just tall. He's got a good physique down inside.
Got some brawn.
There you go. Sakic from out top, firing a three for the Lions. It's off the mark. Sager grabs that rebound. Outlet to Anthony Smith. Quickly ahead to Stobbs. Left wing three. Short off the rim through the hands of Sager. Loose ball picked up by Teddy Marshall. To tell Renvilla at the foul line. Takes a step and a dribble to his right. Missed the shot. Got the rebound. Missed it again. Gets it back. Again shoots it too strong. Battle for the rebound. Loose grab by Villa. Again he can't get it to go, but he'll go to the line.
And Villa gave up the easiest shot opportunity he had there. He had an open jump shot at the foul line and didn't take it. Decided to go right, which started that chain reaction of missed shots. But I thought he could have very easily elevated to the foul line when he first got the basketball. Had his easiest shot opportunity.
I believe that one was on Apanazov. They did not put it on the scoreboard. We'll mark it as such. One for him, one for Kazlauskis. And the free throw off the mark. Tell Renvilla, 69% foul shooter, 47 of 68 coming in. He has been off the last couple of games, even though he's coming off a 15-point effort. It's nice to have an off night and score 15, right?
Yeah, and he's got 8 so far here as we're only through about a quarter and a half. 353, 352 and counting here in quarter number 2. Martinsburg within 1, 23-22.
Yeah, he did make that second free throw. Driving down the left side of the lane, getting to the baseline, pulling up on the shot was Zemuriev. Shot goes off of the rim, and let's see, it'll go out of bounds on that far sideline and belong to Martinsburg.
Yeah, Zemuriev running towards that sideline, trying to save the basketball, but only, what, Matt, you think about 2 feet, 2.5 feet between the sideline and the bench. You got to really throw the brakes on. You're not seeing too many players dive into the bleachers.
Garrett Stobbs in the front court for the Bulldogs, who could take the lead with a bucket. Right now trailing 23-22. 3.5 minutes left in our first half. This team is 4-1 here in this gym. 8-8 on the season. Martinsburg working it down to the left baseline where Teddy Marshall knocks in the about, 8 to 10 foot jumper, his first bucket of the ball game.
Yeah, and a big bucket to put Martinsburg up 24-23. See if Broadfording can respond here.
Driving into the lane. That was a nice dish as Kazlauskis got it down low to Kadyrov, but I believe, I couldn't tell who got a hand on it.
It pinballed off a couple of players on its way out. It was a good pass. It was a tough pass to make. And I think luckily for Broadfording, it ends up going out of bounds off Martinsburg. But it, again, pinballed off a couple of players for getting there.
And Garrett Stobbs was in there helping to disrupt that would-be pass. Ivanichkin on that left wing deep, looking for the screen from Zemuriev. He gets it, drives down to that left baseline, but ended up stepping on the sideline. It's a turnover.
Yeah, and that's his move. We've seen Ivanichkin do that a couple of different times where he hesitates on either wing and then tries to drive baseline, and he usually gets a good pass out of it that time, just ran out of real estate.
A 1-point Bulldog lead with 2:46 left, and the Dogs have the basketball. Garrett Stobbs out top to Anthony Smith here on this left wing. Between the legs dribble before giving back to Stobbs. Stobbs down the left of the lane, floats it up with the right hand. Oh, that one rattled in and out, no good. Apanasov grabbing that rebound. Quick outlet up the floor. It's Ivanichkin. Ivanichkin to the basket. Use the right hand from the left side of the rim and put it in off the glass.
Not your typical shot, but what a beautiful take that was.
And quickly the other way, Teddy Marshall driving in on the left side. Tries the reverse layup on the right side of the rim. He got fouled by Apanasov, and we would have that as his second. 25-24, the lead for the Lions. Teddy Marshall to the charity stripe, an 81% foul shooter, 43 of 53 on the year, and his foul shot is up and good. He now has 3 points, all coming here in this second quarter.
Dogs now 3 for 4 from the line. See if they can make that 4 for 5 if Teddy can connect on foul shot number 2.
He's their second leading scorer, averaging 16 a contest, and he now has 4 points. 26-25. Martinsburg back in front by 1. This has been a fun one.
It has, a fun first, and 2 teams that are doing things very differently so far.
Losing the dribble for a moment was Sakic, but regained control, and here comes the double team on him out deep in the front court, taken away by Anthony Smith. Smith going to take it to the rim, and the finger roll rolls around the rim and drops in.
And that finger roll rolled. You said that perfectly. Just hung on the side of the rim, then hung on the back of the rim before finally falling, with a good strong take by Anthony Smith.
28-25, that Martinsburg advantage. Samuriev dribbling down into the right corner, passes back out top to Sakic, into the lane, lost control of the dribble. Back to Samuriev on this right wing. He takes it to the rim and lays it up and in. Almost lost the dribble, but regained control in time to put it in off the glass.
Yeah, great job by Samuriev. You said it, almost lost the dribble 2 or 3 different times, but kept his eye on the basketball and just good court awareness to go up after fighting through a couple of loose balls.
Teddy Marshall, deep 3, right side, off the rim of the backboard. Flying in is Kozlowskis. He's got the rebound. Broadfording basketball, down by 1, nearing a minute to play in this first half. Kozlowskis has picked up his dribble, has to do something with it, bounces it down low, trying to get it to Apanasov, but bounces it past him and out of bounds.
And that probably should have been a turnover anyway. Kozlowskis got away with a bit of a carry, and it looked like he may have even pinned the ball to his hip for a step or 2 right in front of us.
You didn't see the Martinsburg bench motioning that, did you?
No, did they?
They were.
Hey, if 2 of us saw it, I'm guessing that odds are it probably happened.
I've got 10 turnovers unofficially in this first half for the Lions, and yet right now down by just a point. Garrett Stobbs out top, sending on that far wing to Marshall. His pass in the lane, knocked away, but the loose ball grabbed by Trey Sager. Down low, Telrin Villa. He misses, tips the rebound, gets it back, tips it towards the rim, and is fouled. Nice job again, Telrin Villa. And we have that as another foul on Apanasov. And according to us right now unofficially, that would be his 3rd. We'll have to see if that is the case or not. We'll check at the half. Nope, just his 2nd, as they now are putting those fouls up on the scoreboard. So Telrin Villa at the line puts it through. So we've got a foul somewhere else that is on the Lions that we've mismarked on our sheet from earlier. We'll figure it out. Telrin Villa with another foul shot opportunity, puts that one up and through. He's got 10 first half points, and the Bulldogs have a 30-27 lead. See if Broadfording wants to hold for the final shot, down to 36 seconds in the half.
See, if I were them, I would have tried to have scored quick and tried to get a 2-on-1 opportunity the way Martinsburg plays on offense. Odds are they were going to get another shot, but great take.
Kozlowskis down the right baseline, got to the rim, fought through some contact, but got it to go. 30-29, that Bulldog lead is at 1. Down to 13, down to 14, down to 13. How about 13-12? I'm counting down, not up, right? Anthony Smith from the left side drains a 3-pointer with about 8 seconds left in the half. And now Teddy Marshall gets the steal at the midcourt stripe. He throws one up from about 40 feet out.
And, Matt, that's the problem with only having a scoreboard on one side. Teddy could have taken another dribble, tried to avoid a defender, and had a cleaner shot. But just knowing there was under 3, rather put one up than not get one off in time.
It did hit the backboard, but nowhere near the rim, and the teams will head into the locker room at the half with Martinsburg holding on to a 4-point advantage. We'll get into our halftime show in just a moment. It's brought to you by Smallwood Small Insurance at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. At the intermission, it is Martinsburg 33, Broadfording Christian Academy 29.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
Welcome back into Broadfording Christian Academy, where Martinsburg has the lead over the Lions at the intermission. It is a tight one, though, 33-29. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Our studio engineer, Eric Sterick, and running our TV10 camera is John Alderton. Well, Matt, let's look back through this first half that has been just an absolute back-and-forth battle. Broadfording took a 2-0 lead. Martinsburg went in front 3-2. Broadfording regained the lead 5-3. Martinsburg back out in front 6-5. Got the lead out to 8-5, but Broadfording came right back and took a 9-8 lead. They went up 14-8. Martinsburg head coach Dave Rogers calls for a timeout, and the Dogs fight right back and take a 15-14 advantage. But Broadfording wasn't going away quietly. They score to make it a 17-15 lead and went out in front 19-15 going into quarter number 2. In that second quarter, Martinsburg tied it up at 19 after Broadfording took a 21-19 lead. Well, the Dogs tied it up again at 21. At that point, Broadfording went back out in front, only to see Martinsburg regain the lead at 24-23. Matt, it has been that way throughout until Martinsburg, with a couple of late baskets, able to stretch this lead out to 4 points.
Yeah, and it was a case of good basketball, and it was going into the game. I'm not sure many people expected the score to be this close with an 8-8 Broadfording team, 1-4 over their last 5, and you can compare scores because they have some common opponents in the Eastern Panhandle. But right now, Broadfording playing very, very good basketball and knocking down some shots from the outside and using the size to their advantage down low. But Martinsburg able to adjust that game plan. Telgren Villa doing a very good job at down low, getting second chance opportunities. I think he could be in bigger double-digit category than he is right now. 10 in the first half so far, but he's had several opportunities and just can't get the basket to fall. But he has had a tough last couple of games. I hope in the second half he can pick things up a little bit more. But already leading Martinsburg, so nothing to complain about. But again, I think he's going to be frustrated with a couple of shots that were from point blank that he just could not get to fall.
It's been a very good first half. Looking forward to seeing how this one continues to play out at the intermission. Martinsburg leads Broadfording 33-29. We'll come back and tell you what happened earlier in the JV game and what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference when we come back. This is the halftime, brought to you by Smallwood Small Insurance, 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Phone 304-263-3361. A 1-minute break with Martinsburg out in front at the half.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at whmsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
Is really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I am beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
Back again here at Broadfording Christian, where Martinsburg has a halftime lead by 4, 33-29. Matt, earlier in the JV game, it was all Martinsburg. The Bulldogs led 42-17 at the intermission and went on for the 73-38 victory. Now 8 straight wins for the JV boys, who improved to 8-1.
Yeah, they've gotten a little more comfortable with their wins the last couple of timeouts. It was their times out, if I want to use the S in the right place there. They went through a stretch where they had to come back in ball games and win in the final minutes, but they've been cruising a little bit more comfortably the last couple times out.
And the Martinsburg freshman boys now 6-3. They've won back-to-back games. They knocked off Williamsport. I believe that was last night, and that final was 57. No, earlier today, actually. All right, that final was 57-32. Coach Berg sitting right next to us.
You better get it right. Coach is sitting right next to you.
He sends me the information, and we appreciate it. Noah Young had 14. Eric King had 12 points. Jordan Brown led Williamsport with 10 points as the freshmen get that win. And next up for the freshman team, Monday at home. So get out to the field house as they will entertain Greencastle Antrim. That'll be at 6 p.m. Elsewhere tonight, around the Eastern Panhandle, we know Hedgesville has the girls and boys doubleheader. That is at home against Jefferson. We know it's a girls and boys doubleheader with Washington at Spring Mills. The Musselman boys are on the road to Fort Hill, and the Musselman girls are on the road to Wheeling Park tonight, and do not have any scores to report yet from any of those games. All right, let's take one final 1-minute timeout, come back and wrap up the Smallwood Small Insurance halftime show with numbers from the first half. At the intermission, Martinsburg leads Broadfording 33-29.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
My family, we're always on the move. Little brother is living it up.
What's up, sis?
See Mom made dinner?
I will see you there.
And my big brother, he's got his hands full. But when Mom says come home for dinner, what could possibly stand in our way? Nothing. When you're part of a family like this, you always show up. The Honda family of SUVs, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2019.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
All right, time for us to take a look at the numbers from the first half, brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor, accountable, ethical, responsible. Find out more at Folk4WV.com with individual numbers. Here's Matt.
Let's start with Martinsburg. Individuals look like this. Trey Sager with 2 points, 1 basket in the second quarter, 4 for Dorn Smith. Telrin Villa with 10. That's including 3 of 4 from the charity stripe, 5 for Garrett Stobbs, all 5 coming in the first quarter, 4 for Teddy Marshall, 2 of those from the charity stripe, and 8 for Anthony Smith. He's gone 1 for 1 from the line as well. For Broadfording Christian, 8 points for Yaroslav Zamarev. He has 4 in each of the first 2 quarters. Bojan let me get this right, Sakic has 4 points, 2 for 2 from the foul line. Apanasov 4 points as well, 7 for Ivanichkin, and Kazaskis has 6 points for them as well. Those are individual numbers. Matt, some team numbers.
Team Martinsburg has knocked down 3 threes to Broadfording's 2. The Bulldogs are 6 of 7 from the line. That's 86%. But Broadfording's gone 5 of 6. That's 83%. Both have been outstanding in their shooting. I've got the Dogs now +1 in rebounding at 14-13, and they are +4 in turnovers, with Broadfording at 11, Martinsburg at 7. Each team committing 4 fouls in the first half. Those are some unofficial numbers, and brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor, accountable, ethical, responsible. Learn more about his campaign at Folk4WV.com. Marshall, Smith, Anthony, that is, Sager, Villa, and Stobbs back out on the floor. Got to remember Dorn Smith. So you got to give the first name.
How can one forget Dorn Smith?
Which Mr. Smith is out on the floor. By the way, Dorn Smith, 2 fouls in that first half, a little bit of foul trouble. Same for Nikita Apanasov for the Lions, and Coach Hirsch giving some last-second instruction.
Using every bit of this halftime break, even a little more than he was allotted.
Yep, they have blown the whistle or the horn a second time to say, hey, get out here on the floor. And here they come. Looks like they'll go back to their starting lineup. That'll be Zamuriev, Sakic, Apanasov, Ivanichkin, and Kozlowskis. And it will be Lion basketball with Even Ichkin giving the inbounds to Sakic, and the Lions have it, shooting at the hoop to our left. Anthony Smith in that man-to-man guarding Sakic around that screen set by Apanazov. To Even Ichkin down in that right corner. Back out top to Kozlowskis, gave a ball fake on the pass to the left, fired the three, it's off the right side of the rim, no good. And as Garrett Stobbs grabbed the rebound, we've got a whistle and a foul. Even Ichkin on the reach-in as his first. Nice job, Garrett Stobbs. He has really done a solid job on the boards.
He has, and we've talked about this the last really 3 or 4 games, that he has really evolved his game coming into the season, being known as that three-point specialist, and still puts up a lot of shots from beyond the three-point arc, and for good reason. But he has really evolved that game to be more of an inside presence. To talk about an inside presence, Matt, how about Anthony Smith right there?
Yeah, beautiful drive on the angle right side, fought through the contact and banked it in off the glass, and a three-point opportunity coming. That foul goes on Bojan Sakic. It'll be his first, and the free throw up and rolls around the rim and out, no good. Smith could not get the three-point play. Kozlowskis high into the air to grab that rebound. Sakic now into the front court. Sends to Even Ichkin deep on that right wing, and they'll reset that offense against this Bulldog man-to-man. Kozlowskis along the left baseline and to back it out to Sakic straight away. 3-ball up and good. Bojan Sakic knocks it down. He's got 7.
Broadfording back within 3, 35-32. Big possession here for the Dogs. Anthony Smith running the point.
A minute gone by here in our second half. Marshall sending far side to Smith. Anthony Smith dribbling to his right around the screen, set by Villa. Gives it off to Teddy Marshall. Down in the corner to Garrett Stobbs. He'll bring it back out to Villa out top. Works his way into the lane. Turnaround jumper from the foul line. Off the backside of the rim. Apanazov the rebound. Not a bad possession for Martinsburg. Pretty good look that time for Villa, but just couldn't get that 15-footer to go.
And again, you get a little spoiled with Teller and Villa. You almost expect him to knock those down because really foul line to foul line extended. He is very high percentage with that shot.
So Muriev on this left wing, firing a pass down low. Was thinking if Apanazov was going to make a little maybe step towards the basket and threw it right by him.
No, I think what Apanazov should have done was just kind of extend those hands. I think that's what that indication was Zamarev's hands just going, hey, extend those hands, go get the basketball.
Anthony Smith on the wing right side around the screen set by Villa. Takes it into the lane, but then had it knocked away. Apanazov gets it ahead to Even Ichkin. He gets to the rim and again uses the right hand on the left side of the rim to bank it in. That must be his bread and butter. He's got 9.
Didn't make his bread and butter easy.
35-34. And, Teddy Marshall from the foul line firing a shot that comes off the side of the rim. But there's Garrett Stobbs left of the rim to grab the rebound and put it up and in.
And Martinsburg right now a little more fluid to start the second half than they were to start the first half.
I believe it was Sager who helped to keep that alive, eventually allowing Stobbs to be able to grab it and put it in the basket. Good matchup here with Anthony Smith guarding Sakic, 2 very quick players, and Sakic tries to drive, kicks out in the right corner to Even Ichkin, but his 3 is off the mark, and Villa grabs the rebound to Anthony Smith, going coast to coast to the rim, and gets it to go.
Well, he's had an inside presence today, hasn't he, Matt?
He certainly has, 39-34. The Bulldogs push that lead out to 5. Anthony Smith listed at 6'1". He gets right up there to the rim. Not seen him try a slam dunk, but when he lets that finger roll go, he's right at the rim. Apanazov, low post left side, works in against Sager, who blocks the shot and gets the rebound, and the outlet to Telrin Villa. 2-hand slam dunk. Oh, what a great job down inside as Sager not only got the block but controlled it, and a beautiful outlet to Villa for the 2-hand flush. Timeout on the floor. We'll take the 30-second break as well with 4:42 remaining in the third, and Martinsburg now leading 41-34.
So can I ask the new obsession with?
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
34. As you said earlier, Matt, Martinsburg coming out with a little more concerted effort to start the second. And Garrett Stobbs driving to the rim is fouled. That will go on Bojan Sakic. It will be his second of the quarter and send Garrett Stobbs to the line. Now, here's the deal. Garrett Stobbs has hit 19 three-pointers this season. So when he's way out there, he shoots them well. At the foul line, after missing the first year,
Say right on cue.
He is 3 for 8 from the foul line.
Too close.
You just have to be behind the foul line. Can he go back to the top of the key?
Who do we see from Jefferson that did that?
He was about 2 foot behind the line, not quite as far back as the three-point line. Stobbs does make the second, so he gets 1 of 2, 42-34, the Bulldog advantage. So, biggest lead of the game for either team. Kozlowskis in that corner left side, driving to the basket, got it up to the rim over top of Villa, and a foul going after the rebound. And we're going to have an over-the-back foul that will go against Nikita Apanazov, and that now will be his third. I'm a little surprised with the height advantage that he had over Villa.
That's hard to call over the back when he's got that size advantage. Villa goes 6'3", so you look at Apanazov, that's a 4-inch advantage. And the pure length of the arms is just different.
Big possession here for Martinsburg. Anthony Smith on a drive, gives off on that far wing to Stobbs. Back on this near wing to Villa. He passes intended for Trey Sager, knocked away from him. That is Zamuriev with the steal. Going coast to coast, his shot off the mark, and the rebound to Trey Sager. And another reach-in foul that will go against Broadfording, and that will be foul number 2 on Bogdan Ivanichkin. 42-34, that lead remaining for Martinsburg, with 3:50 to play in the third.
I think that's the third straight foul on Broadfording Christian that's come about as far away from the basket as you can possibly get.
Teddy Marshall works into the front court, sends a pass far side, but stolen by Kozlowskis. Kozlowskis to the rim, and Teddy Marshall goes for the block. And while he got a piece of the ball, also got a piece of the hand of Kozlowskis, and he's going to go to the line.
More than the hand. I think he got a piece of the left eye as well. Yeah, I'm not sure how much contact he got with the hand. I think it was more with the body. That's Kozlowskis just rubbing that left eye. Yeah, so I'm not sure there was ever a whole lot of contact with the hand. I think it was body after the shot.
There you go. So Kozlowskis to the line where he was 1 for 2 in that first half and puts this one up and through. The 6'5" junior now with 7 points. Just 6 points so far in this third period with 3:38 to play in the quarter. Broadfording has had some struggles offensively in this period. Second free throw is up and good. 42-36, that Martinsburg advantage. Anthony Smith giving to Teddy Marshall on this near wing against a very lengthy 3-2 type of zone defense. Teddy Marshall in the left corner, drives the baseline, feeds to Trey Sager. Shot wouldn't go, tip wouldn't go, but this tip is up and in. Was that Villa or was it?
I think that was Teddy Marshall that tipped that
That's
in,
what
coming
I was
in
thinking.
from the low block.
Yeah, we'll give it to him.
Nifty pass by Ivanichkin going between Teddy Marshall's legs.
Back out there is Remsburg. That was Zamuriev working a beautiful pass down low to Kozlowskis for 2. 44-38 is that Martinsburg advantage. 2:45 and counting in the third. Dorn Smith back out for the Bulldogs. Teddy Marshall looking to drive right baseline, cut off, has to give it to Dorn Smith. Back to Marshall, right corner 3 on the way. Off the rim, no good. Villa tips the rebound out of bounds, going to Broadfording. No doubt about that one, and very quickly Nikita Apanazov, who was out for only a short time, comes back in, but still with 3 fouls. Has to be cautious.
And this is a big possession for Broadfording Christian. Under 2:30 to play in quarter number 3, a 6-point game. Not saying they need a 3 here, but I think they would like to get back within 1 possession or at least make it a 4-point game.
Ivanichkin driving down towards the right baseline, and we get a blocking foul that will go on the Bulldogs' Trey Sager. He will pick up his second. Just the second team foul. 5 team fouls already in this second half for Broadfording. It'll be an inbound opportunity. Ivanichkin looking to get it in, bounces it off of Teddy Marshall. couldn't get anybody open, and so the man guarding him, he just bounced it right back off of the leg of Marshall.
Go for the foot, get another opportunity.
Oh, and even Ichkin, I think, a little banged up after he hit the deck on that blocking foul, and so he gives way as Sakic checks back into the lineup. Sakic lobbing out top, but taken away by Anthony Smith. Smith going to lead the break, bouncing to Telrin Villa. Villa can't control it cleanly. Eventually is able to grab it. Basketball knocked away, loose on the floor.
That's got to be
Great
a wall.
job by Sakic to get to it, but yep, he rolled with the ball.
Yeah, that's one of those fouls that it should be a traveling violation, but it seems to be going more and more extinct in the game of basketball. Not necessarily at the high school level. You watch a lot of college and NBA. They'll slide or roll 3 or 4 feet, and it's not called a traveling violation, but it is the same when you roll.
Bulldog inbounds, going to Telrin Villa with a nice feed down low to Trey Sager, and Sager puts it in. That's a nice pass from the left baseline to get it to Sager right at the rim. 46-38, the Bulldog lead at 8. Sakic sending on the near wing, poked away and out of bounds over top of the scorer's table. Dorn Smith with a nice job of getting a hand on it. And there's where you are thankful for the lid on the cup from the concession stand.
That's about to be a wet scorebook.
As it is, the lid held, and it is still dry. Pass through the hands of its intended target, and it's a steal for the Bulldogs. Anthony Smith to Telrin Villa, two-hand slam dunk.
Yeah, Villa now 14 in the game. Teddy Marshall going for the steal. Broadfording able to break it.
A 10-point Bulldog lead now at 48-38, and we'll have a full timeout that's going to be taken by Broadfording head coach Gabe Hirsch. A 60-second break, and then we're back with 1:30 to play in the third, and Martinsburg in front, 48-38.
Hello, I'm Michael Falk, a lifelong resident of West Virginia, husband and father. I worked my way through school and life with honesty, hard work, and determination. These principles have served me well in athletics, education, farming, and aviation, and have carried me through years of fighting for a more accountable government at the local and state level. These same core principles will allow me to serve you well in Charleston. I believe true leadership is sticking your neck out for right, even when it goes against the establishment. You can help me put principle over politics and beat the odds one more time.
Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LC, your home is our business.
Now the Martinsburg Bulldogs out in front now by 10. The ball belongs to Broadfording. Remsburg out of the timeout, giving the inbounds to Zemuriev. Right back to Remsburg. Down low to Apanazov, and a traveling violation as he shuffled his feet before going up for the shot.
Yeah, went to go up. Good defense by the Dogs down low. Trey Sager and Telrin Villa right there, and brought the basketball back down and didn't never take a full step, but just kind of slid those feet a little closer to the basket on that low block. He didn't believe it, but the body did move without that ball hitting the deck for a dribble.
The Dogs on a 13-4 run since the score was 35-34. Teddy Marshall in left corner, driving that baseline, floating it up, and we've got a whistle and a foul. That will go on Rov Kadarov, the senior from Uzbekistan. Got him on the arm. That'll be his second personal, and we'll send Teddy Marshall to the charity stripe where he's 2 for 2 tonight. Marshall with that deep breath and a couple of dribbles will float it up and put it through. Marshall now 3 for 3 from the line. He's got 7 points on the evening, below his average of 16. Still the fourth quarter to go. 1:07 to play in the third, as a matter of fact. This foul shot rattles around inside the rim but drops through. It's a 50-38 Martinsburg lead, and now a 15-4 Bulldog run. Remsburg passing to Zemuriev, almost taken away from him deep on the right wing. He'll get it off to Kadarov, to Sakic, penetrating along that left baseline, stripped away from him and out of bounds, belonging to Broadfording. The Bulldog faithful didn't like it. Telrin Villa was able to get a hand in there, and they thought it last went off of Sakic. Instead, Remsburg will trigger it. Looking, still looking. Gets it in from the right corner. Sakic for 3. It's off the rim, no good. Backside rebound, bounced around several times before Trey Sager grabs it.
Nobody wanted it. It was a hot potato.
Anthony Smith to the rim. Nice behind the back pass to Dorn Smith for the leg up. Oh, that was pretty. 52-38. That run now out to 17-4 for the Bulldogs. And Dorn Smith again getting a hand in the passing lane, knocking it out of bounds on the near sideline. Tyler Remsburg will trigger it.
Now, you can't get a prettier pass than what you just saw going up the floor for Martinsburg. Great job, Anthony Smith.
Kadarov with it on that far side, passing out to Zemuriev, taken away by the Bulldogs, and as Anthony Smith, as Teddy Marshall drives it down the right side of the lane. He's fouled by Zemuriev. It'll be his first, and Teddy Marshall will go back to the line. Yet another turnover. Matt, I've got 7 in the quarter and now 18 in the ball game for Broadfording. 52-38, the Martinsburg advantage. Teddy Marshall at the line and the free throw up and good. 18-4. Now that Bulldog run, since Broadfording had cut it to just a 1-point deficit at 35-34 very early in this third quarter. Since that time, it has been all the Dogs. Second foul shot up and good. Marshall got them both. 54-38 Martinsburg, and that lead now out to 19-4. Dogs looking to trap at midcourt. Apanazov worked it to Kadarov. Kadarov getting it back from Ivanichkin from the left corner. Shot wouldn't go. Rebound down inside, and Apanazov will be fouled as he went back up. Had a couple of opportunities after a couple of offensive rebounds, and the foul on Trey Sager.
Yeah, and Apanazov using that body down low, really used that shoulder and kind of threw it in to the defender to create some room.
Free throw up and good for Nikita Apanazov, the 6'7" senior from Ukraine. Averages just under 9 a game. Puts both of these through his first points of the second half, and he's got 6 points. 54-40, the Martinsburg advantage. 2 seconds, 1 second. Teddy Marshall, deep three, left side, off the mark. Horn sounds, and we will add to quarter number 4 after this 1-minute timeout at the end of 3. Martinsburg has a 14-point lead.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Well, along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Running our TV10 camera, John Alderton. Back at the studio, our engineer is Eric Sterick. 3 quarters in the book, and quarter number 3, Matt, purely belonging to Martinsburg as they outscore Broadfording 21-11.
Yeah, the biggest margin so far. Outscored them by 8 in that second quarter. Jumped out by 10 in that third quarter. Right now, all Dogs, and looks like they may be on their way to win number 11 on the season.
They get it to start this fourth quarter, and Anthony Smith on the right wing gives it off to Teddy Marshall. His 3 is up and good. 57-40 Martinsburg. They put on some full court pressure, broken by Broadfording. Into the front court, basketball lost. Dorn Smith has it ahead to Teddy Marshall. Marshall to the rim, lays it up and in as he went down the right side of the lane.
Yeah, I think the biggest reason that Broadfording is having so much trouble on offense is we get an alley-oop.
Oh, Ivanichkin to Kozlowskis, who flushes it down with 2 hands. That was pretty.
Yeah, and right there you saw Broadfording break the press. That's what I was about to say before that alley-oop was just the matter of Martinsburg's press and trap defense playing much better in this second half.
Nice job, Telrin Villa working to Trey Sager in the paint as the ball got knocked away from him. Sager ended up kind of tiptoeing that left baseline before getting a pass out of there. And as Dorn Smith hauled it in, Kozlowskis, he is called for the reach in his second. So Dorn Smith to the line for the front end of the 1-and-1, 8 fouls now on Broadfording, and Smith puts it up and through, and the Dogs are now 12 of 14 from the line tonight.
One of the good nights.
Yeah.
Again, they haven't all been good this year from the charity stripe. Second one rolls around and out.
Hang on, a lane violation. Our outside official calling that violation, and that means Dorn Smith will get another opportunity. See if Smith can take advantage. Puts it up and yes, gets it to go.
Shooter's touch.
That's what they call that. 61-42, trap in the backcourt. Sakic has it at the midcourt stripe, takes it to the lane and puts it up and through. Nice drive, Bojan Sakic, and now full court press applied by Broadfording, broken by the Bulldogs as Teddy Marshall works to Dorn Smith and he puts it up and in. Both of these teams getting by the pressure and going right to the rack. Foul in the backcourt on the Bulldogs trap, and that one goes on 2-1. Anthony Smith his first.
And Dorn Smith did a good job last time up, just throwing the brakes on at the last minute, right underneath the basket, letting the defender go by, turned into a much easier layup opportunity.
Ivanichkin deep on that right side of the floor. Takes a few dribbles, gives it up to Zamuriev. Back to Ivanichkin, right corner three on the way. It's off the back of the rim. Trey Sager high into the air. He's got the rebound. Quick outlet up the floor. Teddy Marshall along the right side of the paint. Works into the lane to his left, but his floater comes off the back of the rim. Rebound to Zamuriev. It's taken away from him, and as Telrin Villa's going for the bucket, Bogdan Ivanichkin commits the foul. He is third. Boy, Martinsburg doing a nice job creating turnovers and breaking the press, even after a made bucket from Broadfording, and getting to the rim and now to the foul line as Villa puts it up and through. He is now 4 for 5 from the charity stripe and somewhat quietly has 15 points.
Yeah, they come in spurts for the most part in the game.
Second free throw up and good. 16 on the night for Telrin Villa, and the Dogs beginning to pull away. 65-44. That score not indicative of this game for about 2.5 quarters. Backdoor cut down low for Kozlowskis, and he takes that feed from Ivanichkin for two. It's good ball movement. 65-46. The Martinsburg advantage. 2 minutes gone by in our fourth quarter. Trey Sager down along the baseline right side, bounces a pass back out towards the center circle. Teddy Marshall's got it. He'll set the Bulldog offense.
Yeah, good decision by Teddy. Slow it down, run some time off the clock. The clock is your friend right now.
Goes to Telrin Villa at the foul line, works into the paint, and the short jumper up and good over Apanazov.
Again, we said it when he made those two foul shots. His points have come in spurts tonight, and he's got 4 quick ones over the last about 40 seconds.
Up to 18 points on the ball game, nearing his average of 19.8 a game. By the way, it's the first time since the season opener he's averaged under 20 a contest. Pass far side from Zamuriev, trying to get it to Ivanichkin, taken away by Trey Sager. Sager gets to Anthony Smith, the alley-oop to Villa, and the little touch into the basket.
Yeah, I don't think Villa was expecting that lob to come to him, or I think he could have easily thrown that down from the angle he was at.
Nice drive down the left side of the lane for Paulius Kozlowskis, and he went for the reverse layup and drew contact. That foul will go on at Telrin Villa, and that is going to be his first. He's played well down inside against some bigger guys without committing fouls. Kozlowskis to the line where he is 3 for 4. His free throw is up and good. And Broadfording shooting well from the line. They're 10 for 11.
And Matt, after what was a tough fought first 2.5 quarters, I think you're starting to see both teams' defenses lose their legs a little bit. You've seen the offense is pretty quick and just getting by the defenses on each end relatively quickly compared to what we saw in the first half and the first part of that third quarter.
Kozlowskis puts it up and through. 2, 4, 6 in the quarter. He's got 16, 69-48 the Martinsburg lead. The Dogs throw over top of the full court pressure, and Teddy Marshall slows it down in the front court. Dogs shooting at the hoop to our right. Anthony Smith guarded by Sakic, started right, comes back left. Beautiful no-look pass down low to Dorn Smith, but his pass then underneath gets knocked away. Loose deep in the front court on the right side, and a whistle and a foul on Bojan Sakic. He'll pick up his third. 69-48. The lead for Martinsburg, 4:51 remaining. here in this contest. Noise went away, didn't it?
It did. A little humming in our headsets trying to figure out what was causing that. Miller and I having some fun down here.
Garrett Stobbs at the line. Front end of 2 as Martinsburg's now in the double bonus as Broadfording has gone over 10,000. Stobbs needed it. He missed. Second free throw on the way, and this one hits the front of the rim, pops into the air, and drops down through. 70-48 Martinsburg, and for the Bulldogs, it'll be the 8th time this season they've hit 70 or more. They average 73 a contest. Kozlowskis on the near sideline in a double team, dribbles the basketball apparently off his foot and out of bounds.
Well, I think either way it should go back to the Dogs. Kozlowskis got away with a shove-off to try to create some room. Basketball doesn't lie, right?
22 turnovers unofficially for Broadfording, and for a 6th time this season, Martinsburg has forced better than 20 turnovers out of an opponent. Nearing 4.5 minutes to play. Teddy Marshall on the wing right side. Picked up by Kozlowskis. Backs it out near the center of the floor. Now drives into the lane, feeds to Trey Sager, layup good. A good job, spread the floor, let Teddy Marshall drive. When the defense collapses, he dishes. Good job, Ivanichkin. Wow, dribbled through some traffic and then bulleted a pass intended for Tyler Remsburg, who was cutting down the right baseline.
Is that padding going to have a dent in it? Good thing there's padding on that wall, because I believe that's wood paneling behind it. That may have cracked the wood with how fast that ball was passed.
All right, we've got a timeout taken by Coach Gabe Hirsch of Broadfording. We'll take a 30-second break and then come back with 4:14 remaining in Martinsburg, leading 72-48.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
W Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population, of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources. Certainly has helped take us to another level.
Back on December 13th, lost 82-73. On the 14th, they played at Hedgesville. They lost in that one 64-36. Then on January 11th, they were at Washington, lost 68-46, and now they got Martinsburg here tonight. They get Washington again on February 6th, at Hedgesville February 24th, and then come to Martinsburg on the 28th.
Are they in the region or something?
Hey, they are playing like it. They got a good-looking team. Don't let the final score fool you. The way that this one is playing out, it was a tight game for 2.5 quarters. Jarvis Thurston out there, Kamari and Dow out there, Luke Fowler out there as well for Martinsburg. Stobbs and Dorn Smith round out the 5 on the floor for the Dogs. Stobbs has it out top. Stops, pops, it was a 2 as his toes were on the line. It's short off the rim. The rebound is tipped out. Remsburg has it, leads a 2-on-1 break and a charge on Tyler Remsburg. Great job, Kamari and Dow, to draw the foul.
Yeah, Kamari and Dow realizing he couldn't cover 2 people at one time, so his only opportunity was to hold those feet and did a good job. He's played some quality minutes last time out, and looks like he's going to get about 4 of them in the end of this game, probably earning these last 4 minutes after his play in that Jefferson game.
Dow controlling that dribble between the center circle and the top of the key. Backs it out, now moves to his right, gives to Luke Fowler. Fowler bouncing down low, getting it to Dorn Smith. Back out to Fowler. 3 on the way from this right side. It's off the mark, but there's the rebound for Garrett Stobbs. His put back too strong. Jarvis Thurston grabbed that rebound. He brought it down, had it poked away, but stays with it. Got it out to Dow. Over to Fowler. Right side 3, off the mark. And then Ivanichkin can't handle it out of bounds on the baseline, staying with the Bulldogs.
And Fowler not afraid to come in and shoot the threes off the bench. 2 quick ones. And we've seen him knock them down this year, including a couple in that Jefferson game.
We're going to have another timeout taken by Coach Hirsch of Broadfording. Another 60, so we'll take the full 60 as well, with Martinsburg in front 72-48.
My family, we're always on the move. Little brother is living it up.
What's up, sis?
See Mom made dinner?
I will see you there.
And my big brother, he's got his hands full. But when Mom says come home for dinner, what could possibly stand in our way? Nothing. When you're part of a family like this, you always show up. The Honda family of SUVs, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2019.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LLC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LLC, your home is our business.
Coming out of that final timeout now for Broadfording, Luke Fowler will trigger the inbound for the Bulldogs, and we get a kicked ball as Rauf Kadarov got a foot on the inbounds pass, and Fowler will have to do it again. Baseline right of the basket. Bounces it in this time to Smith, out to Dow on this right wing. Back to Smith. Puts it on the floor, drives down to the baseline. Apanasov cut him off. Back out, Kamarian Dow, right side three, off the backboard of the rim, and the rebound to Zamuriev. Zamuriev quickly racing into the front court, trying to get all the way to the rim, and a traveling violation, and Kamarian Dow helping to force that turnover.
Yeah, was looking to...
Hold on, wait a minute. What did we just get?
Not a travel, apparently, because Broadfording's keeping the jump ball. Okay.
Oh, okay. So a hand on it, and the jump ball, they keep it. Inbounds to Apanasov. As he got to the rim, it was blocked. I believe that was Joris Thurston that got it. Back the other way. Garrett Stobbs down the right of the rim. Or the right of the lane, pardon me, gets it up to the rim, but it's off the iron. Rebound tip controlled by Apanasov. Sorry for that. Guys cutting in front of us, hard to see. That was Remsburg from the left corner. His three wouldn't go. Kamarian Dow, backside rebound, races into the front court, spins into the lane to his right, shot off the side of the rim in the glass, but 2 free throws coming. We'll have a foul on Broadfording, and the personal goes on Yaroslav Zamuriev. That is his second personal. It will send Kamarian Dow to the line. Sutherland and Ngasa at the scores table ready to check in as Dow puts this one up and through. Dorn Smith sits down. So too will Garrett Stobbs.
And Matt, 73-48, under 2:30 to play in this game. The final score in this game, I don't think it's going to indicate how good Broadfording Christian played tonight.
Second free throw off the back of the rim. Rebound tipped around. Jess Sutherland had it, but a traveling violation. Thought you were disco dancing over here.
No, I saw that third step and went, that's going to be a turnover.
73-48, and you are right. I mean, hey, remember, look, at the end of one, Broadfording led by 4, 19-14, and at the half, Martinsburg led by 4, 33-29, and this was a 35-34 game early in the second half, and then Martinsburg went on that 19-4 run to blow it open, and they've just continued from there. 2 minutes left in this one. Zamuriev, right corner three, rattles in and out, no good, and the rebound and put back there for Paulius Kozlowskis. 2-4-6-8. He's got 18 in the game, 8 in the quarter. Ngasa in the right corner gives it off to Kamarian Dow out top, and in the lane is floater up and good. Nice drive by the 5'9 sophomore guard.
If my memory serves me correct, Kamarian Dow came in at the end of the Jefferson game and had 6 in that fourth quarter. And yeah, looking back at the numbers, did have 6 in that fourth quarter last game, and only 3 away from getting that again here.
Zamuriev firing a 3 just right at the top of the key, and he's fouled by Joris Thurston, his first. And to the line, Yaroslav Zamuriev. 6'2 senior has not been to the line yet. Foul shot on the way. It is up and it is good. Boy, this is a good-looking free throw shooting team, no doubt about that. They are 3 for 3 here in this quarter, which makes them 12 for 13 in the game. Zamuriev with free throw number 2. Off the back rim, the front rim, no good.
There's that broadcaster's jinx.
Not even close. He's got 9 points, though. Can get into double figures with this one. Came in averaging 11 points a game. Zamuriev with free throw number 3, and this one good. Checking back into the lineup is Bojan Sakic. 75-52, Martinsburg ready to improve to 11-2. They'll run that winning streak to 8 straight for Broadfording. They'll drop to 8-9, having dropped 5 out of their last 6. Dow from straight away. 3 ball up and good. Kamarian down with his 3rd varsity 3 this season.
Said he was 3 points away from getting 6 points in back-to-back fourth quarters, and he's right there. See if he can add on here. Still over a minute left.
Good drive by Sockage. Shot didn't go. He hit the deck hard. Rebound Sutherland. Down the floor to Thurston. In the lane, he'll feed to Ngasa. He'll give it back out top to Sutherland. 16-footer on the way. Off the mark, no good. A rebound to Katarov. Sockage is back up on the other end and will stay in the ball game. Pass at the midcourt stripe, hauled in by Katarov. He'll fire the 3 from straight away. The left-hander misses it wide to the left. That is Goncalves who got the rebound, gives it out to Sockage on the left side. His 3 wouldn't go, and Cyril Ngasa has the rebound for Martinsburg. And as he works up the floor, a whistle and a Broadfording foul, that personal on Paulus Kozlowskis. That'll be his 3rd, stops the clock. 48 ticks remaining, and we'll go to the other end of the gym where Cyril Ngasa will get a chance to try to get into the scoring column. 1 of 3 from the charity stripe on the varsity level this season. And we're going to go ahead and have a couple of substitutions. That is Avion Blackwell checking in for Martinsburg. Who else came in? That was Borin Dogan, who has checked in, the freshman from Turkey, for Broadfording. And the free throw up and good for Ngasa.
You're really enjoying talking about the culture of this team, aren't you?
I really am. I mean, it's pretty cool.
It's
to
unique.
Think of all of the countries that are represented. Free throws, both up and good. Cyril Ngasa makes a pair, and the Bulldogs have hit 80 to 52, 43 seconds left. Goncalves on that far side. He's from Germany, by the way. Tightly guarded by Blackwell. Passing it off to Remsburg, now out top. Kozlowskis has it, works his way into the lane. Wow, ran over the top of Blackwell. That is a tough way to try to draw a charge and ultimately be called for the block. Ouch. He's back up.
Yeah, he's now played in back-to-back games as well.
Yes.
A kid that's majority a JV player.
He's going to feel that one tomorrow.
Yeah, a couple of members of the team that are no longer here from the start of the season. He's got an opportunity to play up and has got in the game late the last 2 games.
Kozlowskis good with the free throw. He could get 20 points if he can knock this one down, and no, it's off the iron a couple of times, and Jess Sutherland grabs that rebound.
There's that jinx again.
Blackwell into the front court, 80-53, the Martinsburg advantage. Fowler with it on that left wing. Back to Blackwell, down to 19, 18, 17. Thurston with it on this right side of the floor, dribbling to his left, got to the side of the paint, floated up the shot off the back of the rim. Dogan the rebound, stripped from him, and Cyril Ngasa gets the basket. Cyril Ngasa with a shot from the floor, and now Sutherland steals the long down the floor pass, and that will be how this one ends. 82-53, Martinsburg gets the victory as they pick up their 8th straight win. We've got a 2-minute timeout, and then we will return to Broadfording Christian Academy as we get into our postgame, brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial. Again, the final, Martinsburg 82, Broadfording 53.
Get the biggest savings of the year at the 2019 Big Finish event going on now at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsburg. How about an all-new Ram 1500 LTD over $10,000 off plus 0% APR? A 2019 Ram HD 3500 over $7,000 off. A 2020 Jeep Compass is only $21,266. The all-new Chrysler Voyager is $27,479 plus 0% APR. And a 2019 Chrysler 300 is only $24,815. Celebrate the 2019 Big Finish with the deepest discounts and lowest APR of the year. No money down, no payments for 90 days. Great selection, great people, and great deals at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 at Kelly Island Road, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Online at millerschryslerjeep.com. Stock numbers 20126, 20017, 19347, 20135, 19232. All payments based on approved credit, taxes, tags, and processing fees extra. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back-and-forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
We welcome you back into Broadfording Christian Academy, where Martinsburg gets the win tonight, 82-53. Our postgame brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors. John Everson and Phil McCoy. Give them a call with your financial, retirement, investment questions, 304-263-4343, or stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Eric Sterick, our engineer, at the studio. Well, Matt, final score, a 29-point win for Martinsburg. It was not that way from the beginning.
No, did not have that feeling at all. It was not that way from the beginning through the first half, really through the first minute or two of that third quarter. And then I think you just saw the athleticism of Martinsburg kick in. You didn't have the intensity at the beginning of this game that you were expecting from the Dogs. Again, coming off of a big win and having the winning streak they're on, not playing in too many tight ball games. I think they were a little complacent at the beginning of the game. At least that's the way it looked. Can't be in everybody's head. Not saying it was the whole team, but just from our vantage point, looked a little complacent, I think is the best way to say it, to start the game. But ended up outscoring Broadfording 18-10 in the second quarter, 21 or by 10 in the third quarter, 21-11, and then by 10 again in that fourth quarter, 23-13. So really dominated on that scoreboard in the third and fourth quarter.
49-23, the difference in that second half, as Martinsburg outscores Broadfording, as opposed to being up by only 4 at the intermission, 33-29. Very good effort from this Broadfording team. They've got some talent, no doubt about it, and we'll look forward to seeing them at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse at the end of the year on February the 28th. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back and run some of the individual and team numbers for you again. Our final, it is Martinsburg 82, Broadfording 53.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
We are back once again here at Broadfording Christian Academy, where it is time for us to take a look at some of the numbers. We'll begin with the individuals, and for that we turn to Matt.
Let's do it, starting with the Martinsburg Bulldogs. 6 points for Kamarian Dow. The second straight game he's come in the fourth quarter and managed to put up 6 for Trey Sager as well, 10 for Doran Smith, 20 for Telrin Villa, 4 for Cyril Ngasa, 9 for Garrett Stops, 15 for Teddy Marshall. Anthony Smith chipped in 12 for Broadfording Christian. Yaroslav Zamriv finished with 10 points, 9 for Sakic, 6 for Panazov, 9 for Ivanichkin, and 19 for, all right, I can't read my own writing here. Kozlowskis, there we go. Couldn't tell whether that was another K or an L, but saying his name all night, you know how that goes. Let's go to some team numbers.
All right, let's start with the three-point shooting as Martinsburg, I'm still tallying that, hit 1, 2, 3 on the night, and that was it. And they only had, one of those in the second half. Let's see, 1, 2, just one of those in the second half. Meanwhile, it was, 1, 2 and 3 3-pointers for Broadfording. They hit one in the second half. Free throw shooting outstanding for both teams. Broadfording 14 of 17, that's 82%, while Martinsburg went 19 of 24 for 79%. 11 fouls committed by the Bulldogs, 17 by the Lions. Martinsburg out rebounding Broadfording 31-26, which I think is a big number considering the size of this Lions team.
Yeah, there was looking at the numbers. I mean, obviously you think of 6'7" with Aponazov down low, but several other guys going 6'2" or above. 6'5" even is the second biggest. So, yeah, I think that was a good rebounding edge and something that you wouldn't have expected going into this game looking at the numbers.
Meanwhile, Martinsburg did a great job on the defensive end. They forced 26 turnovers while they turned it over 12 times themselves. By the way, I got to go back and make a correction. Martinsburg did knock down 4 3-pointers, not 3. Kamari and Dow hit one in that fourth quarter. There was one in the opening quarter for Tel Renvilla, one in that opening quarter as well for Garrett Stobbs, and Anthony Smith hit one in that second quarter, so 4 3-pointers for Martinsburg. Dogs have now won 8 in a row. They're 11-2. Broadfording drops to 8-9. One final 1-minute timeout. We come back and wrap up the postgame, brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors. John Everson and Phil McCoy at 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. When we return, we'll name our player of the game. We'll set you up for what's next for both teams and our next broadcast. And then don't forget, after that, it is Basketball Friday nights in West Virginia. We'll be joining that program as it is now in progress. It got underway at 9 o'clock. Stick around and find out what is happening all around the Mountain State in high school boys and girls basketball. Back in 60, your final, Martinsburg 82, Broadfording 53.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
Is really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I am beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
All right, back one final time here at Broadfording Christian Academy, and time for us to name our player of the game, Matt.
Tel Renvilla.
There you go. And let's move on to our next broadcast.
20 points, 10 in each half. After a couple of tough games for him, his last 2 times out, I think that, and he could have had a lot more. There were several at the rim that he just could not get to fall, and he played very well around the rim, getting rebounds, getting second chance opportunities. So to me, he's our player of the game.
Yeah, and facing some big opponents, and he did very well down inside, committed only 1 foul, did a nice job on the defensive end, rebounds, offense. There you go. Congratulations again to Tel Renvilla. All right, what is up next for these two teams? Coming up on February 3rd, it is Broadfording going to Highland View Academy. Then on the 4th, they will be at Mercersburg Academy. On February 6th, Washington will come here to Broadfording. And then you look ahead to the 24th of February, and it'll be a matchup at Hedgesville. And then on the 28th, they'll return the trip to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse to face these Bulldogs. Meanwhile, for Martinsburg next week, 3 games on the schedule. Our next contest is Tuesday. That'll be the 4th. Washington comes to the Fieldhouse. Then on the 7th, next Friday, Martinsburg goes to Musselman. And now let's talk about the 8th, Matt. Originally on the schedule, Preston was there. We had been efforting when that game might be played, as we didn't have a specific time set.
It's not.
We found out Preston is not going to be coming. There had been some miscommunication, and they'll be coming to Martinsburg next year working into the Bulldog schedule. But that left Martinsburg trying to find a game, and they did.
Goretti.
St. Maria Goretti to you, sir, out of Hagerstown, Maryland. They will be coming to the Fieldhouse on Saturday. That's next Saturday, the 8th, and they will play a 4:30 JV contest, and 6 p.m. will be the scheduled varsity contest. So 3 games next week for Martinsburg. Again, the next one Tuesday at home against Washington. Get out and take in the action with a JV game at 6 and the varsity at 7:30. If you can't make it, our pregame will begin at 7:10. Thanks to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of high school boys basketball featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Thank you for joining us at each of our broadcast entities. Thanks goes out to both head coaches providing information, interviews, and pronunciations, especially for tonight's game. Thanks to Athletic Director Jacob Wyand. He has been outstanding. Everyone here at Broadfording has been great to work with, getting us on the air tonight for this one. Our studio producer and engineer, Eric Sterick, running our TV 10 camera, John Alderton for Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller telling you one more time our final score in this one. It is Martinsburg 82, Broadfording Christian 53. Until Tuesday, so long, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's game has been brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Marius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.
Don't get stuck this winter on your